Yeah, man. The Bible says, Psalm number 27, the verse number 3. Jah is in control.
Young Trill on the beat.
Though an host may encamp against me, God is in control. I shall not fear, for God is in control. Oh, Lord. Hear me now. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Deliverance is coming. How long now? Weeping may endure for a night, but in the morning, joy is coming. Joy like a river. Whom Jah bless, no man can curse. I will rise up. I hear the sound. I will rise up. Help me say, whom Jah bless, no man can curse. So I will rise up. I hear the sound. I will rise. Yeah. I hear the sound. I am not alone. God is in control. I hear the sound. God is in control. The sound of deliverance. I am not alone. God is in control. I hear ya. God is in control. Yeah. Rejoice not over me, my enemies. For when I fall down 7 times, 7 times I will rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord is my light and my salvation. I, whom shall I fear? Oh, 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 you are in control. You are in control. Oh, 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 you are in control. You are in control. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. You got the whole world in your hands, Lord. Whom Jah bless, no man can curse. I will rise up. I will rise up. I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control. Yeah. I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control. Yeah. I am not alone. God is in control. God is in control. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. You are in control. You are in control. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. You are in control. You are in control. Yeah. Oh, oh.
All right, welcome back to Night Talk. This is your boy Pastor Kwame. We've been talking about more definitions of marriage. You've talked about the first definition for the evening, and we said that marriage is for whole numbers. Marriage is for people that are complete before they came into the marriage. Number 2, marriage is for friends. It's not for lovers. It's for friends. It's not for lovers. Marriage is 80% friendship and 20% love. I mean, when I say love, I don't mean love as in love, but I mean the lovey-dovey part is 20%. The rest is just pure friendship that you love and forgive each other. All right, so let's keep going. We are doing the next definition of marriage. All right, let's do it. So this one is important. Marriage is like cooking. A good food starts in the grocery store not in the kitchen. Marriage is like cooking. A good food starts in the grocery store, not in the kitchen. All right. So marriage is very interesting. Marriage is very challenging. Marriage is very different for different people. Marriage has its own ups and downs. Pretty much, marriage is life times two. Life times two. Life is one, but marriage makes it life times two. So marriage is a little complex. All right. Now, no matter your character, the Bible says that as much as lies within you, live at peace with all men. You realize that the Bible says as much as that means that it takes two for marriage to work. So no matter how good you are, if your partner is not good, your marriage will not work. No matter how bad you are, if your partner is good, your marriage will still not work. Do you understand that? So, guess this point means that you know the marriage will work before the marriage starts, because anybody that knows how to cook realize that it is very difficult to make good soup with rotten tomatoes. Very difficult to make good soup with rotten tomato. I mean, if you're going to make tomato soup, it's very difficult to make tomato soup with rotten tomatoes. Do you understand that? So there's a certain level of goodness you must have before you can marry. But let me flip it this way. You can be a good person and still your marriage will not work, because it's just like the fact that you have good vegetables and good grocery doesn't mean you can cook the food well. Do you understand? So don't get me wrong. If you have a good person, two good people can still struggle, because marriage requires skills, people skills, how to resolve conflict skills. All of that is a skill that if you don't know, your marriage will not work. So you can be good people and still your marriage will not work. But we're talking about if you know how to marry, but your partner is not good to begin with, then the marriage will not work. Do you understand that? So what are some of the things that therefore you look for so that you can marry well? Do you understand? What are some of the things you look for so that you can marry well? So this one is for those who think that I love him, so I will be able to marry him. You know, I love him, so I'll be able to marry him. That this is the definition that you must think about. Some people fall in love with, excuse me to say, stupid people, and they think love is enough. Because I love him, we can marry. No, you cannot. If he is not a good person, you can't marry him. You understand? No matter how much you love something that aspire, it will not make the food right. So the person must be good. Your love for the person is not enough. The person must be a good material before you can use your love to make the marriage work. Loving a person doesn't mean you can marry the person. Do you understand that? Because marriage is a lot of work. So if you love a lazy person, the marriage will not work. If you love a lazy man, you're going to stop loving him 6 months into the marriage. Because if you were by yourself, you clean up. But if you are by yourself, you know how to keep your place clean. But if you bring a lazy person, every 2 days you have to clean again, driving you crazy. And all the love will go away. All right, so let's get to the bottom of it. If you marry somebody that is no good, the marriage will not work, no matter how good you are. So it begins with the right grocery before the food will be done. You have to learn how to cook. That is for shizzle. But the point is that you have to start with the right stuff that are picked right. You understand? I say that in the book. I said that every professional chef is careful to handpick the kind of vegetables they will use. They don't want to destroy their image with bad grocery. So if you have a very high-end professional chef, if they are coming to cook, they have to examine all the vegetables and all the things, and if they don't meet their requirement, they won't go to the kitchen because they don't want to destroy their signature, right? So what are some of the things that you look for in a good person before you marry the person, right? It's very tough, but a good person is a person who is doing well in life. You know what I mean? A person who is trying to do something with their lives. You know, life is so stressful. You can find people that are doing nothing with their lives. Because to do something with your life, it requires that you do something consistently. To go to school, you have to go to school every day, every week, every month, every year to finish school. So it requires a lot of consistency. So there are some beautiful girls and beautiful and handsome boys who are doing nothing with their lives. And if you marry them, they will do nothing with their lives. So that's the first thing. You don't want to marry somebody who is doing nothing with their lives. Do you understand? It's not going to work. They have to be up to something. There are some people, they wake up in the morning, they are up to nothing. Why? Because I tried this, I tried that, and it didn't work. So I'm up to nothing. No matter how, they just dress and go out and come. Dress and go up and come. They are up to nothing. They are not working on anything. If you meet them, they are going to school. And they've been going to school for 10 to 15 years. Every time you meet them, I'm going to school. You can't marry such a person because they are up to nothing. When you marry them, you are going nowhere. All right. Number two, a good person you want to marry is a person who somehow has what it takes to do the right thing by you. You know, this one is my thing. When I'm going to marry somebody, this is what I do. I don't want the person to see me when I am around him or her. Because the true nature of a person is how they treat people they don't care and love. You understand? The true nature of a person is how they treat people they don't care or love. Do you understand? So for me, when I'm with a girl, I don't care about how she treats me. I don't care about how she respects me. I care about how she respects the boy who is not her boyfriend. I care about how she respects the guy who is nothing. I care about how she respects her own brothers. That is what I look at. Because that's the true character of a person. The true character of a person is how they treat people they don't care about. Because once in a while, you will do something that will make her not care about you. And that is the treatment you're going to get. So a good person is a person that has a general a sense of how do they treat people they don't care about. How do they treat people they don't know? How do they treat people who have offended them? How do they treat people in general? That is a good person you can marry. Because marriage, oh my Jesus, oh my God, marriage will cost you. I have seen people that have stabbed their husband. I have seen people that have stabbed their wife. I have seen people that have poisoned their husband. I have seen people that have killed their husband and they have killed their wife. Marriage will drive you to a point where you will commit suicide. Marriage will drive you to a point where you will drink. Marriage can kill you. Somebody said that the reason why he doesn't believe in love is because love has caused people to do a lot of strange things to each other. So you want to have, let me say this to you. Marriage is so difficult that sometimes you do things that you never think you would do. I don't think anybody that has hurt their husband or their wife thought they would do that. I always say this: half of the men that cheat, they were virgins before they got married. Half of the men that cheat on their wives, they were virgins before they got married. You understand? That means that they are not womanizers. But marriage can throw you somewhere before you know you have cheated on your wife. So point number 3, marriage is for mature people. Just as you can use a vegetable that is not ripe to do anything, marriage is for ripe people. Maturity. You understand? Maturity. Maturity is measured in consistency. Maturity is measured in sound judgment. Marriage is for people that make sound judgment. Top to bottom kind of thinking. You know, it's so strange though. One of the things that surprises me is that I see a lot of beautiful ladies that are able to become supervisors and even managers at their job. But when it comes to their love life, they do all the damn things. You can use the same skill to manage your love life. You know what I mean? You have to put value on yourself so that not just anybody is accessible to you. You understand? So, do the right thing and make sure you are with somebody that is ripe, somebody that is mature, somebody that is good before they get into the marriage, somebody that care about somebody, a loving and a caring person, decent and responsible man, focused and a respectable woman, a woman that fear God, a woman that knows how to pray, a man that can have fun and also put fire in the altar when it comes to prayer. You want a man that dress well, a woman that dress well, men that speak politely, a woman that speaks politely. You want a strong man, you want a strong woman. You want a good man and a good woman. You want a man that knows how to apologize. You want a woman that knows how to be vulnerable. You want a person that you can trust. You want a person that you can put your whole life on and they will not disappoint you. That is the kind of person you want to have. And when you have that, you go after that person and you profess your love to the person and you make sure that you make her feel good and you keep loving her, you keep loving him until you become friends and partners for this life, and you do life together and you stand strong for your children and you fight to the end. You build the fabric of a quality family and you bless generations to come, and they call you grandpa and grandma, great grandpa, great grandma, and you bless your kids. All right, so you need to have a good person to begin with. Person that is good for marriage is a person that is good for life. So it's very important that you begin to consider that they need to have somebody who is good to go. All right, let's keep going. All right, so I think we're going to touch on maybe three more. All right, so I'm going to save the last one for last. All right, so so this is a definition 21 in my book, but let's go. Marriage is like WhatsApp status. Let things go after 24 hours. For those of you that have WhatsApp, you know that with a WhatsApp, after 24 hours, the whole thing will disappear. And the Facebook storyline, right? That's how marriage is like. You have to let things go in a marriage. You have to let things go. You understand? Marriage is living with yourself. That's how God made it. God made it that you become one. So when you become one like that, when I offend you, it's like you have offended you. I'm sure since you started eating, you've bit your tongue a couple of times, but you cry, but you still go on and keep yourself together. So long as you know how to let go when you hurt yourself. I'm sure you have hit your eyes before with your own hands. I'm sure you've tripped by yourself before and fallen down. I'm sure you've knocked yourself into a door before. But whatever it is, after you let go, I don't think you've met anybody that says that my left hand is not talking to my right hand because of what happened to me at the age of 14 when my left hand was there and my right hand pushed the door to hit it. You understand? So when it comes to marriage, the two of you have become one. So whatever happens, you have to let go. And let go as fast as possible because it's one body. You are one. So you have to let things go and live together as one people. You understand? If any part of your body is not fighting other part of your body, then don't fight in your marriage and keep grudges forever. You understand that? Do your best to let things go after 24 hours. Because if you see, the whole thing is, if you keep record of all the evil that you have done each other, who are you going to give the report to? You know what I'm trying to say? If you keep record of what you have done against each other, who are you going to file the report to? You guys are the authority of the marriage. So if you report to each other, it's done. If you say, I forgive you, nobody can come from outside and say, I won't let you forgive your husband. Who dare comes into your marriage and say, I won't let you forgive your wife? You are the judge. You are the Supreme Court of your marriage. So if you let go, nobody can catch you. I remember when Corona started and people were like, oh, the world economy is going to crash. I'm like, we are dying and somebody talking about money. Why? Do we owe another planet? Do we owe like Jupiter, or we owe Mercury, or we owe a planet somewhere where they will come? So if the world is dying, let the rich people give their money, because we are not going anywhere anymore. When the world comes to an end, what do you need money for? You understand? So in the same way in the marriage, if the two of you decide to forgive each other, that's it. Nobody can say anything. So let things go in the marriage. No, let it go. Let it go. Let it go and continue the marriage. Forgive him. Forgive your husband again. Forgive your wife again. And continue this thing. Let me give you something. If you forgive each other, your love will grow. Let me tell you this. Everybody is looking for love. Everybody is looking for love. If you love your partner will look for you. If your partner offend you and you don't let it go, your partner knows that I can't find love at home, so I'm going to find love somewhere else. So you can win your partner if you forgive them over and over again. Because every man, as stupid as they are, every woman, as stupid as she may be, if you love her, she knows who loves her. She might not be able to reciprocate the love, but every person knows the person who loves them. And sometimes if their character is not good, then they feel bad that you keep forgiving them. But forgive them so that they know that at least you love them. And let me tell you something. Forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is not, how do I say it? Forgiveness is a trick. You can trick your heart to forgive. Do you understand? You can make your heart forgive. Let me give you a mystery, okay? Are you here? The Bible said that the eyes has been seeing and is never satisfied. You've never heard that your eye says, as for this day, I'm not going to open, because I have seen too many things. I am tired of seeing things. The eye is never tired of seeing things. The mouth is never tired of saying things. The ears is never tired of hearing things. So every part of your body can be doing and doing and doing the same thing over and over and over again until you die. So your heart can forgive and forgive if only you don't keep record. You can trick your heart to forgive over, just as your eyes will see things over and over, just as your eyes is never satisfied, just as your ear is never, your heart can also forgive and forgive. If you tell yourself you are not a fool, it won't hurt you forever. But now that you keep record of it, all of you know that your phone will work forever if you keep throwing things out of your phone. I've been doing that right now. It says your memory is full and I got to throw things out. Your heart will be full if you don't throw things out. Every morning pretend that you have not heard each other yet, because you can actually let go and use the same heart. But if you remember and it's like you have taken advantage of me, you have all these years, I am tired. Of course you are tired. So is your eyes. Your eyes have been looking at things since you were born. Your eyes are tired. That's why you sleep. So sleep and let it go. And meet again. Because trust me, marriage is a bad idea because once you get in, you have to make it work. Else everywhere else will be miserable. You know, once you get into marriage, it's like buying a house. That's where you're going to sleep. So you must well because everywhere you go is not your house. You understand? The only place that is your house is your house. So your marriage is your house. So once you get in, you have to make sure you are making it work. Else everywhere else is just not your home. You know, that's why it's not good to listen to your friends who tell you to forget about your husband. When you forget about your husband and you move out, when you're going to visit your friend, they'll say, I didn't say come and stay with me. I said forget your husband. I didn't say come and. So nobody will accept you. So forgive, okay, and let go. Forgive and let go. Forgive and let go. Don't hold back. Don't hold anything against your partner. Let it go. It's okay. You're a fool. He's trying to take advantage over you. Let him take advantage over you. Let him take advantage over you. A time is going to come that he won't take advantage over you anymore. Forgive, okay? Let it go. And free your memory. So that you can have more stories. Because if you don't forgive, if you don't let go, your heart will hurt. You know. But let it go. Let it go and go. You know, my wife had to forgive me. I've had to forgive my wife. If you don't forgive, you can't go forward in life. If you don't forgive, you can't go forward in life. If you don't forgive, you can't go forward. I'll be back to deal with the last one for the night. Get your questions ready and let's talk.
Ancient word, ever true they are, changing me, oh Lord. I put my hope in your word, ancient word. Oh Lord of mercy, your word has lifted me. Your promise is true. You won't fail me. You won't fail me. Your word has lifted me. Your promise is true. You won't fail me. You won't fail me. You God, you cannot lie. Even when things don't go my way, I trust your word for me. Even when I don't see your hand, I trust you. Your holy word. I trust your word. Everything you say is true. Everything you do is right. You are God. You cannot lie. Everything you say is true. Everything you do is right. Everything you do is right for me. Everything you do is right for me. God, we trust you. We trust your hand, Lord. You can override our will, God, we trust you. Anytime, anytime, I trust your plans for me. I trust your will for me. So, yes, you can avoid my will on the time on the first side. Yes, anytime you can override my will.
Young Trill on the beat.
For those of you that are afraid, hey, 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 you're not alone. God is in control. Oh, the Lord on your side. Oh, you are saying, hey, 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 hey. I know they fear. What's in life that do me? The Lord on my side. I am safe. It's not giving me spirit of fear. It's not giving me a reason to fear. He has given me power and a sound mind. So I don't fear who. I don't fear who. I don't fear who. I don't fear who. You're not alone, no. God is in control. The Lord on your side, oh. You are safe. I'm not alone. God is in control. The Lord on your side. You are safe. I know they fear. Waiting like that.
All right. I hope you learned a thing or two. It's going to be an amazing evening as we wrap up on the definitions of marriage. I'm going to hit you with the last one, and then we're going to kind of open up for any questions that will come to text message or to the station, and it will pass down to me. All right, we're doing some amazing connection. All right, so we are talking about the last definition. So let me recap on the definition. Number one, marriage is for people who are complete. Number two, marriage is for people who are, people who are ready to be married. And marriage is for people who are supposed to forgive. Marriage for people that are friends. And marriage is for people that people that can let things go, and people that are also ready to embrace each other. Now let's go to the last one for the evening, and we'll wrap up. This is important that you pay attention to this one. All right. So last definition: marriage is a service center for all your sexual needs. Any marriage that does not satisfy you sexually needs immediate in-house training. Marriage is the service center for all your sexual needs. Any marriage that does not satisfy you sexually needs immediate in-house training. All right. Let's talk about it. Okay. So marriage is a place. So first thing, marriage is a place where all your sexual needs must be satisfied. Now, everybody talks about, oh, sex is for only inside marriage. It's for only inside marriage. It's for only inside marriage. But when you go into marriage, there's no sex over there. Let me tell you the truth. People say, oh, sex is for marriage. You go to church people say sex is for only marriage couple. It's a sin to have sex outside marriage. And if you go into a marriage, no sex is happening. Everybody is tired. The man is tired. The woman is tired. So why, if sex is for marriage, then show me the sex. Amen. So I'm going to talk for real with you. So here's the first thing. We are not saying anybody should cheat. It's a sin to cheat. Even if your husband is not satisfying you, it's a sin to cheat. Even if your wife is not satisfying you, we understand that. But the point is that you cannot enter into marriage and not realize that marriage must have sex available for the people in the marriage. If you cannot be available for sex, don't get married. You understand that? If you can't be available for sex, don't get married. I know some people that, oh, that's difficult stuff. I know some women that the only time they'll be available for marriage is when everything in the marriage is working well. Say, as for me, if everything is not working well, I can't have sex. How about you having sex and let's see if everything will work well? So number one, you have to have it at the back of your mind that marriage is the number one place where sex must be available all the time for each other. And if you find somebody that wants a lot of sex, then that is your problem. You deal with it. Just like somebody will marry a man that eats a lot. You find if you marry somebody that wants sex a lot, you got to deal with it. You understand? It comes with the whole program. So you have to deal with it. So I want you to know that is part of the requirement. That you have to be available for sex. You have to be available for sex. All right. So it's important and significant. All right. That's the first thing. You have to be available for sex. Number two, it has to be good sex. It has to be good sex. So we took a couple to a couples retreat and we realized that if you marry somebody who is pretty but doesn't know how to satisfy you, it's a very frustrating thing. You have to be good sexually. You have to be good. You have to be good. You have to find, if you don't know how to do it, if you're a good girl and you didn't sleep around before you got married, you have to let some godly elderly women show you a thing or two and know how to make this thing happen. If you're a guy, you have to let your married guys school you. You cannot be in marriage and not be good at it. This is a very important point, because if you are not good at this thing, you are wasting marriage, I remember when I said to people that when I see a lot of people that travel to America and they are not doing anything with their green card, and I know a lot of my classmates back home who can use it to come to medical school, who can use it to come to computer science school, that means you are wasting the green card. You came to America just to go to parties and drink alcohol. While somebody is in Africa who wants to use your green card to come and study piloting, come and study something big. In the same way, some of you chase after these men who have sexual passions and you marry them and you don't do nothing for them. You go after a woman with sexual passion and you can't do nothing for her. You rush to marry somebody you can't satisfy sexually. That is a big problem. So, understand that just as a woman who doesn't know how to cook, a man who doesn't know how to work hard is a shame. A man who doesn't know sexual things is a shame. A woman who doesn't know sexual things is a shame, and it is not acceptable. All right. All too soon, we've come to the end of the program. I know it's getting hot, but we have to wrap it up. All right, so we will continue next week. Take care, and God bless you. No one like you. Welcome, Jesus. With this sound of worship, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
great I am, we bow down. We fall down at your feet. You holy.